What's up everybody, it's Mike back again today, MF Vape. Thanks for tuning into the channel, I hope you're all doing very well. Right, today guys we've got a mouth-to-lung RTA from Vapefly. This one is called the Galaxies. Now I've got it sitting on top of the Asmodus Colossal here. It's a 22mm in diameter, this one, made out of stainless steel. We got the frosted drip tip. It does come with a spare Delrin one too. Now it's got some weird airflow control on this as well. But what we'll do is we're going to dive down and then take it out the box, throw a little build in it and some wick, and then we'll come back up top and I'll tell you what I really think of the Vapefly Galaxies. Okay, see you down low in a bit. Right, we're down at the table with the Vapefly Galaxies mouth-to-lung RTA. Here's the box that it comes in. Now this sleeve does come off, and then you're presented with this white box like such, and then we've got a couple of thumb inserts to put it apart. Right, inside the box you'll find this bubble tank. There's a spare Delrin black 510 drip tip adapter with O-rings on. Got your tri-tool, a selection of O-rings there, and there are also, in my package I've got 6 of these flathead grub screws. Not forgetting the Allen key. There's some 3 extra little O-rings there, and there's also this insert here which you can use later on. We'll show you about that later on so you get a different experience. Right, and there's also this bag of Muji cotton here with a couple of NI80 coils, so we're going to use one of these today. And there's also a user manual, so all the stuff that you'd expect from an RTA, which is a very nice touch. Right, so here is the Vapefly Galaxies mouth-to-lung RTA. So on the top you'll notice we have the 510 drip tip, frosted. Quite a snug fit, this one. So there's the 2 O-rings holding it on. Look inside the bore there. Very restrictive bore, this one. Put that on. So we've got this design going around the top. We've also got some knurling to assist with the top fill. And we'll just do that now. This is quite stiff, this top fill on here. It's not as bad as the Berserker Mini, but if we have a look inside there, you'll see we've got an O-ring to help make the seal. And the threads are on the inside. And you can see we've got the 2 kidney-shaped juice filling ports, and the airflow is down the centre there. So just fill on either side. Right, so on the chimney you can see we have the Galaxies branding. And we've also got this design going on around the bottom, which does help when you're unscrewing the base. We'll just have a quick look on the bottom before we go about the airflow. So we've got Galaxies MTL RTA, usual markings, designed and manufactured by Vapefly. Right, we're now going to look at this airflow. So I've just zoomed right in on here, and if you look, we've got these 2 gears on each side here, and now you've got Roman numerals like etched onto them. So that one says number 2. You spin that round, just go to the first one. Right, that's number 1. So that's your smallest airflow. If you spin it round again, you get number 2. Go on to the other side. Here's where you'll find number 3. And also number 4, which is the largest airflow. Now you can shut off one side and just have the airflow coming from the other. Obviously the smallest configuration will be when it's in on number 1, so you can just go onto this side here and close this one up altogether, and this gives you a really restrictive mouth to lung experience in that mode. Right, to unscrew from the base then, you just grab the bottom section whilst holding onto the glass. Nice threads on this. Quick look inside the chimney. So there we've got a nice bit of doming going on to help concentrate the flavour. Now this glass does just pull off like so, and if you wanted to put the other one on, I'd suggest putting a couple of drops of e-liquid in there, and then just twist it as you're putting it on, and it should fit on nice and snug like so. Now I've not felt the need to actually use this bubble tank because in mouth to lung mode you're only rocking between 12 and 20-ish watts, so the 2 millilitres that you've actually got in the normal glass is plenty enough for me. So we'll just put that one back on. And we'll just zoom out again. So a quick look at the deck section then. Right, so we've got a GTA style deck going on here. It does remind me of the Siren build deck. So you've basically got flathead screws coming from either side. So this is the positive post here, which is surrounded by the peak insulator that you can just see there. This is the negative post, so you just have one lead in the negative and one in the positive on opposite sides. And this is the airflow insert. Now I've got the large, like oval shaped type one in here because this suits my style of mouth to lung vape, and I prefer a looser mouth to lung vape. But to install the other airflow control, there's this little screw that you can just see here. Just zoom in, and basically you just unscrew that. So we'll just do that now. And that's now sitting in there nicely. So with this particular mode here, that you're getting the real restrictive vape. So I recommend, if you like your restrictive vapes, to use this particular insert that we've got here. Now you'll see on the sides here, so your coil's mounted like so, and the coil legs basically just go in these juice ports on either side. And you can just see we've got 3 holes, so the juice will be sitting underneath and it's fed up, and the cotton uses the capillary action and it pulls it to the actual core, the juice. So what we're going to do now is put a little build in it. Right, for the build today we're going to be using the coily tool. Now here's the standard coily tool that you can purchase from Simon Martin over on Facebook. Check out the Coily Facebook page and the Coily Facebook group. There are also a number of UK and international vendors now, so all the details you'll find on the Facebook group. Now he also does custom colours, and you can also get your custom name or whatever you like for a little bit more money if you check out the prices there on the actual Facebook group. Now Simon kindly sent me over this test sample of the warm red with the MF Vape logo on it, so I'm absolutely over the moon with this one. And I've also got the Crystal Palace colours going on, so yay! Right, anyway, we're going to use the MF Vape one today, and we've got our NI80 coil that came with the Galaxies, and I'm going to try it around 5 millimeters on this one. So let's get our cutters. So literally hold the cord on the bottom like so, grab your cutters and you snip flush with the top there. And repeat the process on the other side. grab your cord. It's going to have to be this way around. Right, so maybe 5mm was slightly too much, probably 4.5, but we'll try it anyway.
I am a little insane. Come on, baby, feed my pain.
Yeah, as you can see, 5mm was slightly too much for this. So I would say 4.5 or 4 would probably be ideal. So just going to cheat, and we're going to push this one around anyway. Good idea is we'll just fire up the Colossal, check the resistance. Right, it says 0.76 on there, so you tighten off the mod onto the mod first, and then we can try it. That's better. Right, 0.76. So I'm happy that nothing's shorting out the wires that are safely tucked in. So what we'll do is now give it some light pulses. Right, let's just try it around 16 should do. So what we're doing is now, you want the core to be glowing evenly from the inside out. Right, that looks about right. So we'll let that cool down, and then we can put some wick in it. Right, okay, I've got a piece of Muji cotton here. Now this is less than a centimetre. The internal diameter of the cord is 2.5mm as well. So just take off the outer layers, roll it up. I try to roll it on either end, so just the centre is being rolled with this, because I try not to get the oils from my fingers on the cotton. So we just have a look at the core positioning. Now I've got it just about 1mm above the airflow hole there, and this is what it looks like on the side.
Think I'm lazy and a little crazy. Could it not be the way that you made me? Stolen my heart and my soul. Just because you like to be in control. Excitement is what it's all concerning. If you're scared, then it's time for turning to something else to give you.
For anyone interested, this is some homemade juice that I've made from Darkstar Vapor. It's got blackcurrant in it. I think it's Enua or something like that. 6mg strength. Most of my juices mix your own because it saves you an absolute fortune. Right, the other thing to bear in mind, obviously I've got the wider single airflow insert in, so just make sure that cotton isn't going to be interfering with the actual hull, because otherwise it will leak. Right, so just put some gentle pressure down when you're doing the top cap up, and then it will find a thread. Do it backwards first. Right, and there we have it. There's the Vapefly Galaxies cooled and wicked up. So let's go back up top and I'll tell you what I think about it. Right, we are back up top and we have the Galaxies from Vapefly. Now, what do I think of this? Right, we'll go through some specs first on this one. It's 22mm in diameter. The included straight glass holds 3ml of e-liquid. The bubble tank 5, which is more than ample on a mouth to lung tank. You're going to have days worth of juice if you've got that bubble tank on there. But I just think it looks nice and neat with the straight glass on there. But it's good that it does come with the spare. Now it's made from stainless steel. I'm not sure if it's 304 or 316, but the actual machine quality on this is really good. It's exceptional quality, this one. There are no rough edges. There's a little bit of nerding on the top, which is slightly rough, but it gives you a little bit of purchase to take the top cap on and off. Now you do require a little bit of force though when you're putting it back on. It's not the easiest one in the world, but it's definitely not the hardest either. Now it comes with the two airflow inserts. So you've got the one that's got the two holes in it, and the other one which I've got installed at the moment with the larger oval shaped hole, which is probably better suited for more of a restricted direct lung or looser mouth lung style of vape, which is what I prefer. Now it comes with a couple of NI80 coils and also a spare Delrin drip tip, which is really good. All you need to start vaping is included in here, so it's very good value for money. Now I purchased it from China around about $22–23, so around £17–18, somewhere along those lines. I haven't seen it in too many places in the UK, but it's probably because it's strictly not a TPD compliant tank. But anyway, let's go on to some pros and cons, shall we? Alright, I like this drip tip that comes with it. I love the frosted look to it, and the contours, it just fits very nicely in the mouth, so that's definitely a pro. Like I said already, the fit and finish is really good. The airflow control, although it takes a little while to get used to, I was like, what's going on here? Where you can adjust different holes independently, like you can have air coming from both sides or just one side. You can have it large, small, you can have one large, one small on the other. So there's umpteen different configurations that you can try out for your own preferred vape. For me personally, I like one of the larger holes, or both larger holes. It depends whether I'm feeling like a restricted direct lung or the loose mouth lung. But it definitely works better for me using the larger one hole airflow insert. So let's just give you a little example. I'm going to put both holes fully exposed. We've got the cord I pre-installed down low coming out to about, what is it, 0.82, and I've got it at 18.3 watts. Here we go. Right, for me that gives a nice restricted direct to lung. I'm actually direct to lung in that one. So yeah, I think it's very good. The airflow is reasonably smooth. It's not as smooth as the Berserker Mini, which we have here. Let's just do a little size comparison, shall we? You can just see that the Berserker is a lot shorter, but that has a pain in the bum top cap to get off. That really is hard to get off, and this one only holds 2 ml of juice. Here it is up against the Siren 2. Siren 2 is definitely taller. We've got the Saver RTA. Now it's pretty close, but the Saver's slightly smaller. And then we've got the Doggy Style, which is another restrictive direct to lung or loose mouth to lung, which I enjoy. And lastly, I have the SXK K-Foam Prime, which is also more of a looser mouth to lung in my opinion. Right, so we've just tried it with it fully open. Let's just put it down to the smallest airflow hole. And we're also going to bump the wattage down, because I find if you've got too much wattage with that smaller hole, it gets too hot, the core does. So we've got it at 12.5 watts. You get a proper restrictive mouth to lung on this one. If you put the other insert in as well with the two holes, it really will be up your street if you like your restrictive vapes. Right, this NI80 cord, I'm not getting the best flavour from it, but I have been using the Vapefly Vape superfine mouth to lung wire, which is stainless steel. You can get it in NI80 or stainless steel. but I definitely get a better flavour out of this using stainless steel wire or a regular 28 gauge Canthal wire or a 28 gauge stainless steel wire. You really are getting some very good flavour if you use the type of wire that you prefer, let's put it that way. I also think you need less wraps. This one that came with it's got about 9 wraps on it, and it was hard to space them. The core ends up being too wide. So I just find that if you use like 5 wraps with some of that Vandy Vape wire, I'm getting a really good vape from it. So yeah, the flavour is spot on. It's another one that's got good flavour that I like to use though is the Saver RTA. Now that's got a nice, if you use the larger airflow insert and that, you're getting a nice loose mount along with that too. So yeah, I've been using this one for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm quite happy to pick this one up in the morning as well. So all in all, I would say this it's got very good machine quality. It looks good. You've got endless airflow configurations to find one that you should desire. The flavour's really good on this too, and it's reasonably cheap if you can pick one up. So yeah, big thumbs up to Vapefly on this one. It's a top mount-along RTA. So if you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing too, and make sure you hit the little bell notification icon, and then you'll be notified of all my latest videos. I've also got my own website, it's mfvape.co.uk, so that'd be great if you could check that one out, and you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. So until next time guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Okay, cheers.